Welcome to ZKast, everyone. I'm ZS Caravallo from ZK Research, and I'm here in Pleasanton, California, the Ruby Hills Golf Club. I just finished up the annual Cisco Charity Golf Classic. I'm here with Andrew Sage, VP at Cisco. Andrew, quick bio on yourself. I think this is the first time you've been on ZKast, so
it is.
Who are you? What do you do?
Well, first of all, thank you for participating in the tournament this year, ZS. It was a lot of fun, beautiful day. So I'm Andrew Sage. I'm responsible for distribution sales and SMB at Cisco. I've been around Cisco for 25 years now, and I'm really happy to be the sponsor of this tournament.
Yeah, I think I might have met you. You might have been the first people I met when I started my analyst career almost 25 years ago.
That's right. Yeah,
you've been around a long time. This is, I mentioned, the annual Cisco Charity Golf Classic.
Yep.
It's your 10th one, I think you said today.
10th time, 12 years. We took 2 years off for COVID, so 10 times,
And so can you tell me just a little bit about it, what you're trying to raise money for?
Yeah, absolutely.
What the event's about?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's in support of March of Dimes, an amazing charity that I'm sure many of your listeners are familiar with.
Yeah.
Supporting moms and babies, hopefully having full-term pregnancies, but if they don't, they provide a lot of support and technology to ensure that those babies have a fantastic life. And it's a fantastic charity. And so for about 10 years, we've been holding this tournament to raise money for the March of Dimes. And ironically, it was Chuck Robbins who was the primary lead for the fundraising at Cisco for March of Dimes. And 12 years ago, he asked if I would take it over. I was wondering, how was I ever going to raise as much money as Chuck? And
Chuck's good at that.
Yeah, he's good at that. And I don't have that star power. And so one of my friends said, hey, you should try to start a golf tournament. And here we are. 12 years later, we probably raised almost $1 million over those 12 years for the charity.
Wow, that's amazing. And I have a personal connection to that. My youngest child was actually born, I think, at 32 weeks. He was a preemie. He had to stay in the NICU for a while. So that's, I think, one of those cases where March of Dimes helps with those types of things.
Yeah.
And those stories are very common. I think when we were listening to the speaker for the March of Dimes talk about that. I didn't realize that the U.S. actually is one of the countries where it's the most common. And particularly in the Bay Area, we've actually gone down NICU beds, or hospital beds, from 250 to 200. I'm not in this area with the taxes we pay. I'm not sure how that's even possible.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy, and that's why they need as much support as they can get, and that they're fundraising to get that. And it's unfortunate we have to close the gap, but we're doing our best to try to do that. Yeah,
and so talk about the tournament itself. How many people attended? It was certainly I had a great time. For the attendees here, what were you hoping to do other than raise awareness of it?
Yeah, so I mean, really the primary reason, the only reason is to raise money. And we decided, when we started the tournament, the way to do that was have it in a nice place, when the weather is good, make sure that everybody's well taken care of, the food is great, and that makes people feel generous. And so we had a great day today, just like every other day that we've had it. Paired up partners and suppliers with Cisco executives. They love spending time together to start with, and we get them feeling good about themselves. We get them feeling good about the charity and feeling generous. And so at the end of the day, you were there when we had an auction, and in fact, ZS, you were pretty generous yourself.
Yeah, like to support these causes, so I won't say which auctions prizes I won, but I'll just leave it and say that I had a great time. More than happy to help the cause out.
Fantastic, love it.
And so one of the things I've always admired about Cisco is it's a massive company, highly profitable. You can just read the earnings calls yourself, earnings transcripts. But Cisco uses its size and its resources to do good in the world, right? And so when you think of Cisco's overall kind of philanthropic initiatives, how does this fit into it? And just talk a little bit more about it, and just as part of Cisco's overall mission.
Yeah. So I mean, we've always had a giving back culture at the company. From day one, I would say, but it's gotten really, really strong over the last 10 or 15 years. And Chuck and Fran Katsoudas have really leaned into that. Everybody at the company has an opportunity to take some time off work to go do some philanthropic endeavors. And just as evidenced by the story I told earlier, Chuck was the leading fundraiser for March of Dimes. That's how he was spending his time, raising funds and helping the community. And I was a willing, participant to pick that up and run with it. And we're given the support. We're given matching donations. So a lot of the money we raised here tonight is going to get matched by Cisco and make its way to the March of Dimes. And culturally, it's the right thing to do. And one of the things that we're super grateful for is business partners like you and the channel partners we had here today and the suppliers we had here today join in that whole sort of cultural thing, and it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, you know, I've followed Cisco a long time, pre Chuck being CEO, and I thought Cisco was a very generous company pre Chuck Robbins in the John Chambers era. But I think the two people you mentioned, Chuck and Fran, have really taken that mission to another level.
Absolutely.
And when I think of all the things that I've just been involved with personally, with Global Citizen and the Youth Award and things like that, it's unbelievable the reach that Cisco now has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I know Cisco's big in the world of golf, right? You just got to watch TV,
right?
And you see that people.
Our golfers are doing well too, by the way.
Yeah. See people. We'll talk a bit about that later.
Yeah.
But you see the Cisco logos everywhere. But for Cisco, it's more than about the golf, right? And so, talk a little bit about the Cisco golf platform and how it uses this game, which a lot of people think is kind of an elite game, but as a way of being able to bring some good into the communities and things.
Yeah, so it's a great question. And so why did we choose golf? Why do you see Cisco on the logos? Of course, it's good branding for our company, and it makes a lot of sense. But at the end of the day, golf as a sport has got a lot of characteristics that line up with our values. To start with, there's organizations around the world that are trying to get more and more young people golfing, more diverse participants in the sport, and that's really making a difference to start with. Second thing is that it's a global sport, right? I mean, you can name very few other sports where pretty much any country you can name has had a golfer out there on the green, whether it's a woman or a man, participating at a professional level, and that really helps to bring in a large audience. But I think, in my opinion, one of the things that we've tried to do here over the 10 or 12 years we've been doing this is include more of the Cisco women in the tournament. A lot of times you show up to these tournaments and there isn't enough diversity in that regard, and we're working hard. We had a great women's clinic this morning. We had these LPGA professionals here today teaching tips, showing people how to play the game, hopefully making it more accessible, and we're seeing it in sort of the participants in this tournament. So I think it's got a lot of characteristics that line up with what we care about.
Yeah, and you had a couple of pros playing with us, and one of the ones that came out with my group was a young man named Andrew Walker. He plays on the APGA tour, which Cisco is a lead sponsor for, which not a lot of people know about.
Right.
So what is the APGA, and why did Cisco choose to get involved in that?
Yeah, so along the lines of trying to make this sport accessible to more people that may not have had access to it in the past, the APGA opens up this sport to African American young men and women that get out there and want to participate, but maybe not have access to the courses or time to improve. And you're seeing the results of some of that. Those golfers today, they were amazing.
Oh, right? He was fantastic. In fact, and he does play on the APGA, and I asked him and he was wearing the Cisco branding, and I asked him how the relationship with Cisco has been going. He couldn't stop talking about how great it was. He said, what it's allowed him to do is allow him to focus on what he wants to do, which is play golf, and get better at that. And so the capital investment you made in him has allowed him to not have to worry so much about where every dollar is going and things like that, because he now he knows he has your backing, and it's allowed him to focus a lot more, and you could tell just how much it meant to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you can see how incredible an athlete he was. We were standing on the 18th hole, and I mean that young man hit a drive like unlike anything I have ever seen. Set us up for a great score, but he was on top of everything, and probably more importantly, just a wonderful young man to spend some time with.
Yeah, he was incredibly generous with his time, and if those are the kind of people that you've aligned yourself with, then kudos to you.
We're lucky. We're lucky.
Now, when I think of Cisco, right, during COVID, Cisco changed its mission from being the company that empowers the internet generation to the company that powers an inclusive future for all. Right. How does what you're doing in golf tie to that?
Yeah, I think it come back to some of the things we talked about already, Zias. Global sport, so everyone can participate. Trying to open doors so that more people can achieve some of the goals they may have. Making it more gender diverse, which is really important, and raising money for people who need it. I think all of those things kind of tie nicely to the culture.
In fact, over the last 2 years, it's been nice to see the popularity of women's golf go up, and then also more as you mentioned, minorities involved in the game, both in the men's and women's game. So that's been great.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you watch the LPGA women's golf right now, there's an incredible heater going on right now where Nelly Korda has won 5 tournaments in a row, and she's one of the Cisco Golf ambassadors. She's just an amazing athlete. That woman is crazy.
Tiger Woods-esque. Yeah. And so let's have some fun with that. You've got some, in addition to people like Andrew, you've also got some fantastic LPGA and PGA players.
Victor Hovland.
Victor Hovland, yeah. And so how fun has that been to watch their success, especially in Nelly Korda, right? To win 5 in a row. You know, who would have thought that was possible in this day and age?
It's great. And you know, Cisco is generous, but we're also very cautious in our investments. And so our golf team had to pick some golfers that were developing in their careers. And boy, did we ever pick some incredible
you've picked some great players. So Hovland, in fact, is one of the best in the world now.
Oh my God, yeah, he's amazing.
I had a chance to talk to him a little bit at the AT&T Pro-Am and about just the tear he went on at the Ryder Cup. And as you mentioned with Nelly Korda, I've been following. In fact, her run of 5 in a row has brought a lot of focus to the women's game
golf,
that it didn't have before, so that's been great.
Yeah.
So,
and Keith Mitchell is on the cover of Golf Digest magazine, I think, the best dressed golfer. I'm not sure if that's what he wants to be recognized for long term, but why not, right? Take it when you can.
Yeah, I guess maybe we should look at our wardrobe then. So.
Yeah, right. Not us, not
all right,
me.
Andrew, anything else you want to add?
No, I just want to thank you, Zeus, for participating. And for everyone who's listening, thank you very much. Hopefully, at some point in the future, you're going to be able to support a charity like the March of Dimes in the way that our company supports it. And for that, we thank you. Yeah, and maybe that's the most salient point. It's like, while this is all fun and games and we had a great time out here, the money being donated and the money generated does go to a great cause, the March of Dimes, and for a cause that I think really flies under the radar a little bit in some cases. So I'm glad to see Cisco supporting that. So. Absolutely. All right. So thanks, Andrew. On behalf of Andrew Sage, I'm Zeus Caravallo from ZK Research, and thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on my next episode of ZKast.